Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast, Spiritual Sense, as well as my YouTube channel, Spiritual Sense. In this podcast, I go over the paranormal, supernatural topics in regards to occultism, such as pagan belief systems and practices. Today is Thursday, which is February the 24th. And I've discussed topics such as hauntings, demons, angels, spirit guides. I go over UFOs, and I'm not too big on UFOs. I do have my own explanation as to what UFOs are, what I feel like UFOs are. So this podcast is for those individuals out there who have been presented with some things that may be abnormal or out of the norm, paranormal. And I give my own account as to what I feel as though that is. It took some time, with this interest in this, in these such topics and the paranormal and the occult as such, that, I feel as though it is the Spirit of God notifying us to the contrary of what may be popular belief. In other words, apart from common sense and common knowledge, like this is critical thinking skills in regards to what it is he's trying to convey, okay? Or what, the spirits that presents to you may be trying to convey. So, in this podcast, I also do a daily tarot card reading. I try to do it every day, but most of the days, I do a reading. Typically on Sundays, I do an integrated reading where I use all of my cards. And, but for my daily readings, I may use just one card. Okay. So this podcast is an open social discussion in regards to those topics. I also like to state that this podcast is for entertainment purposes. And what that means is if it just so happens to coincide with what you believe, that maybe by chance or even by happenstance, I don't go probing, priming, and snooping into anyone's personal affairs and then presenting it on this podcast, okay? So it is an open social. I do have other podcasts that may be of interest to you, Holistic Health being one of those podcasts. I discussed natural home remedies for your minor health concerns, things such as, yellow root, cannabis oil, vegan and vegetarian recipes. I go over chakra cleansing, to name a few, and different roots, herbs, teas, and tonics that you may take for minor health concerns. I have the podcast Health Matters, where I incorporated a subtitle, Mental Health Matters, into that podcast as well. And where I discuss, ailments and conditions and go over the pathophysiological effects of, the different systems within the body. That is my podcast, Health Matters. I also have a podcast that I just started on, I want to say it's about 4 weeks ago now, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And that's Ancient Ancestry, where I discuss various cultures and customs and beliefs from all around the world. That's Ancient Ancestry. Okay, so this here is Spiritual Sense, and let me begin to use my Florida water. As I mentioned, Florida water is very good for spiritual connotations. And before I begin, I'm going to say, Father Supreme, being of all being, I'd like to thank you for this day. Okay, continue to bless me and my children, family, and friends alike abundantly, prosperity, mind, body, and spirit. Okay, I don't know what this reading is on, but I do ask for clarity, insight, wisdom, capability, and infinite knowledge in regards to this reading. I do feel like it is a relevant reading. And for those who have been listening to my podcast or even viewing in on my YouTube channel, Spiritual Sense, I do the 10-card Celtic Cross, which is 6 cards in the middle and then 4 additional cards. Oftentimes, if I'm a little fuzzy about the reading, I may use my supporting decks for more clarity on the outcome. Okay, so when you go, for those who may get into tarot card reading, tarot card reading is very unique when you make it your own. When you make it your own, the spirit and the mind is engaged differently in regards to doing the reading. It takes some time to get acclimated to doing tarot card reading. I think that one deck should be okay if you are beginning. Once you get off into it, you're going to realize it may take 2 or even 3 decks to give more clarity on your reading. Okay? And so I'm working with my Psychic Tarot deck. Now with the Celtic Cross, card 1 is going to be on the person, situation, or some type of clarity or insight. Card 2 is going to be on the outcome or the hindrance or obstacle. Card 3 is going to be what's above the situation or what you're trying to attain. Card 4 is going to be the root of the issue or the reason for, the reasoning for the obstacle. Card 5 is going to be what occurred or what's occurring. Card 6 is going to be what's occurring or what possibly could be occurring. Card 7 is the attitude. Card 8 is what you sense or what's physically surrounding. Card 9 is hopes, fears, and dreams, and card 10 is the outcome. So let me proceed. Okay, we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So, I also like to mention that I feel as though most people are intuitive, psychic, or psychic light. I do. It's just, I think you have people that are more in tune than others, or more sensitive to information than others. And I think when I say more people are intuitive or psychic light, many times we're presented with things within our imagination, third eye, or sixth sense, but however, we're not capable of understanding what exactly that is. So it takes being a psychic or psychic light to be able to interpret or to apply what is being presented to you. So that's basically all what psychic is. It's the ability to take the information that he puts in you, because he does put it in you in a coding type of way, and ask for clarity and understanding in doing so. So it's a skill. But if you pray and ask for prompt understanding, knowledge, capability, I feel as though he will interpret it for you. Like he will put it in layman's terms to where you will understand what exactly that is. Because I do feel as though many people may not grasp exactly what that is. And he will enlighten you as to what that is. Okay? So let me proceed. I have card 10. Let's see. 9. 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we have card 1. Card 1 is going to be what we're doing the reading on. So for card 1, I have the heart chakra card. Is what I have for card 1. Card 2, I have wisdom. This is the obstacle. Now, before I proceed, I do feel as though this reading is related to somebody's health. I do. Because he had it on my spirit for the last 2 days. Now, oftentimes the reading could be me, but I'm a vessel. So when I'm a vessel, that means I'm able to, as a medium, put out the information that he wants conveyed. Okay? But I feel as though, because he kept at my spirit for the last couple of nights where I would get up and whatever, and I'm like, okay, what is it that you're presenting to me? What is it that you want me to know? And he gives me insight and clarity as to what is transpiring in terms of this COVID epidemic. So right now I feel as though it's in regards, it says the heart chakra, which, we know the heart is in the left side of the body, but the heart chakra entails not only the heart, but it entails the lungs. Okay, I feel like this reading is applicable, which pretty much go hand in hand. I feel like it's applicable to the COVID, is what I feel. Card 3, I have transformation. I'm trying to see. Let's see. Card 4, I have the root of the issue. Reason is power. Right now, I feel like a lot of the information that is being presented out, this is just my opinion, in regards to the COVID, they're still in the infancy stages, or the primary or learning stages and phases as to what is going on with this COVID. Card 5, I have memories of love. I feel as though this COVID situation that we're dealing with, there's more information out there that meets the eye. Like, I honestly feel as though a lot of the information is being kept from even the most highly esteemed professionals, is what I feel. And I feel as though by way of doing this, the misinformation that is being presented to certain individuals right now is what they're trying to show you as to what is going on with this COVID. That's what I feel. Heartache and loss. I feel like many of the people that are in professionals that are in the medical field, as well as, healthcare field, I feel like a lot of the information that is being presented to them is erroneous, and it's a ploy to make them appear to be foolish. Card 7. So the attitude is a passion united. Right now I show that there is a lot of anger being surrounded within that within this field right now. That's what I feel. Like, it's had become so competitive, and that's what the competition is. That's what it lets me know. This is what, when they say competitive, this is what they're meaning when they're saying competitive. Like, a ploy to see who truly and honestly know what they're talking about, because what is written and what is being presented are two separate things. And this is where we're at right now. And I still feel like you have a lot of battle of ego, a lot of battle of who's wrong and who's right. That's what I feel right now. Card 8, I have throat chakra. Card 8, as I mentioned, is what's physically surrounding what you sense. So I feel as though the communication piece in regards to this is to make you aware of the words that you speak. Be aware and conscientious of how you present information and the words that you speak. Because truly and honestly, hypothesis, theoretical, no one can really truly honestly say, particularly when we are in the baby phases of it. I think a lot more are being hidden than what people can lay on to let the population know, because we don't want to excite or infuriate and cause some type of mass hysteria, is what I feel. But I do feel as though it is a ploy to get you to choose your words correctly and how you present information. So, and before I proceed with the last two cards, I'm going to say, he mentioned to me, it mentioned to me is what I should say, that a lot of people were going to go to hell because of presentation. And what I took that to mean was upkeep, which is true. We want to be mindful of our upkeep and how we are visually presenting ourselves. But not only that, we want to be mindful of how we present information and the words that we speak. Okay? And so for card 9, which is hopes, fears, and dreams, obstacles. So this is what the obstacle is for card 9. Which just so happened, I'm going to go back to what card 2 is, which is the hindrance, barrier, or obstacle. Wisdom. I feel as though there's a lot of misinformation that's being put out here. And I'm not talking about just by way of, I'm being a licensed practical nurse, been in school long enough to be a RN. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your, and not just necessarily with information, but I'm talking about in terms of products, certain, equipment and products and things of that nature. And are we regulating these things and is these things, up to standard and as such. Okay. So I think that's what is being tested right now. Like there's a lot of, reports. I feel just in my spirit. No one has told me anything. This is just in my third eye spirit that there's a lot of reports being presented in regards to products and the effectiveness of the products or the function of a lot of the products that are being presented right now is what I feel. Card 10, material and spiritual prosperity. So, as I mentioned, oftentimes I can read the card verbatim, or I may, just study the card and, present what I have there. I feel like, they're questioning a lot of the machines and the equipment that are used medically, is what I'm getting at. So when I say false doctrine, as I mentioned in the previous episode, not only the information, but the type of products as well as equipment that are being utilized. I feel like that's what we're at right now. Like, it's the things, who is signing off on a lot of these products and signing off on a lot of these equipment. And if in fact they are up to standard. Is what I gather in this reading. Apart from the vaccination, I'm not going to give my opinion one way or another in regards to the vaccination. Okay, because I'm not being sponsored, I'm not having nobody. These are simply my opinions. If it just so happened that you agree or disagree, okay, that's fine. But this is apart from the COVID vaccination. But I feel like this reading is applicable to the information that is being presented. Not what I'm presenting, but I'm saying what is being presented mass communication wise, as well as the equipment and things of that nature is what I feel. Okay. So I feel like this reading was relevant. I feel like it was a spiritually led reading is what I feel. And oftentimes I get visited by spirits and they taps into my being as to, okay, don't take it personal because we're just, you are the vessel, you're the medium, but this is what we have been saying for quite some time. And when we begin to say these things, we feel as though they're, that they come against us when we say anything to the contrary to what popular belief may be. So we need somebody to be a vessel to say it for us. I haven't had nobody come to me personally and say anything. This is just by way of a spirit guide that visit me by way of my third eye. So I like to also mention that. Okay. So I am going to close out this podcast right now, but I do feel as though, there's some informations that are being kept, is what I feel. That's just my personal opinion. Okay. But if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.